Here we go. We're here. Don't worry. Can you hear me? Is
Yes.
that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So just getting into, the second part of life, like, was so hard. So I think kind of switching it up was necessary for me, like having a new scene, like a new setting, just something to be kind of looking forward to, like getting a new house ready to go and being, closer to the kind of, I don't want to say the bar scene, but just closer to civilization. Like they have Oklahoma has a lot of outdoor, concepts and just cool hangout spots and just where people are, where young professionals are. This neighborhood is more of a young professional instead of like full of families, which I was in at the beginning, which was so fun to have kids playing in your yard looking for frogs. But when they're not your kids, you're kind of like,
Get out of my yard.
dang, I don't have kids. Like, you're like, dang, I'm not married or anything. So I was like, yeah, this is just a better overall situation for me. So
Yeah. Talk about that second part of life. I feel like nobody really talks about that.
mm-hmm.
The challenges
um,
that you faced.
yeah, I mean, you want to go there? You want to be straight
Yeah,
up?
let's just be straight up. This is the part I love about you.
Yeah.
That's why we connect.
Yeah, no, and like my closest people know about this, and then I kind of like not really hinted at some of it, but I was a little bit transparent about just struggling in general. But it was it actually like kind of all made sense when it was the decade challenge, when everyone was posting all their pictures from the last decade and what their 10 years looked like. And my first year of that 10 years was 2010, and I was signing my letter of intent to go play at OU. So it was like the beginning of like just the ride of my life. And I went straight from there to college, which was playing at a D1 and playing at specifically OU, like at the height of where we're in the championships all the time and we're winning a lot. That was just go, 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 go. And you just were kind of on a high the whole time. My whole 4 years, I felt like with the record and things like that, it was just a constant adrenaline rush. And then after college, getting drafted, to go play pro, and then you go do that. And that's a whole nother experience. And you do 4 years of that. And so leading up to 2020, it was just, my life was nonstop, fast paced, traveling, doing things that I've never done before, kind of always like a new experience happening that I just had to kind of fall into and be ready to go and figure it out on my way. And so when I retired and it was coming up to like just 10 years, and there was a lot of pressure for me, I think, on the year 2020. Like for a lot of us, 2020 was just like a big moment, like a big year. And with obviously tabbed like 2020 Olympics, but just 2020 in general, we were all working towards this year. And then having retired and then not having something really, really exciting, you know what I mean? Like something
Yeah.
really exciting to like jump into. I didn't have that next adrenaline rush. And so I kind of figured out a way to like temporarily fix the adrenaline rush. I went to Vegas. I went skydiving. I through retirement parties and was nonstop like going here, doing this trip, like just to keep myself busy because I felt like I was like antsy, like I needed to do something to make this make sense because it wasn't an easy decision. And so after all the parties stopped and after, the travel stopped and I was at home kind of relaxing, I like had the worst panic attack. I mean, I've had panic attacks, but I could feel myself kind of breaking a little bit. Like this is like right after I had a panel, a girls panel in Oklahoma City, Legends in the Making. And that was another really exciting adrenaline rush. And I remember after that stopped, I like was driving and I had a panic attack, had to pull over on the side of the road. And I was like, called my mom. She didn't answer. I called my mentor. She didn't answer. I called another friend, finally got somebody on the phone to just talk me through this. And I was like, at that moment, I had been struggling for, I would say like a month with weird feelings and thoughts and just not good, like not what I'm normally used to. And so I finally went and saw a doctor and talked to somebody about what I'm feeling. And I'd had a therapist, but I thought I needed a little bit more help, honestly, in this situation. And so I like desperately went to a doctor and she was able to help me out and help me find different ways to deal with this. And it's it's been helpful. It's just been a huge adjustment, like not being in softball. And thankfully I'm able to stay in it, you know, to
Right.
a really large extent. And I don't know how people do it where they just stop and go somewhere else. That's got to be
Yeah.
100 times harder. So I don't know. It's just been, I'm on the other side of it, but it was a terrible fall. Let's just say that it was not good.
So the feeling of anxiety and having to fill like time and space with something,
Yeah.
what do you think was the significance of that?
I think that when I played softball, softball was a way for me to, I think I've always had anxiety. I think that softball was a way for me to not really face myself. Like I could just be Lauren Chamberlain, the softball player. Like it was just this whole persona, and which it's always been me, but it was just a side of me that took over everything. Like it kind of like trumped everything. And so when I didn't have that outlet. I didn't have that big, you know, home run to hide how I would be feeling sometimes, or I didn't have that award or win this, you know, or beat this record. Like it just, there wasn't something masking like what I was feeling. So I kind of had to come face to face with myself a little bit and like sit with myself, which I literally, I was looking back at the 10-year, you know, moments. And I'm like, I've never, ever, ever stopped moving. Like I have never stopped and just sat with myself. And I think I was scared to death of just being with myself.
Why?
Because I didn't know myself. I thought, like, I honestly, I think I didn't know my feelings. I scared myself when I was starting to like feel certain things or think certain things, or, you know, these little like OCD habits would come out. I've never had OCD. And so it was like just this weird time in which the doctor had said OCD is kind of a spin-off of when you get really bad anxiety, when it peaks really high as you start, you know, acting out of character as far as, you know, folding laundry. And I couldn't leave the room if like this one towel wasn't folded properly. And you know, people say that they have those things and that's just, you know, their normal thing. But I mean, there couldn't be like a speck of dust on anything in the house. Like it was just this weird, which I'm not dirty, but I've been messy before. This is not something that I'm like notorious for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just little things that kind of would pop up and like literally scare the shit out of me. I mean, I was like scared. I didn't know what was happening. If you saw my face, like I remember one time I was driving and I like pulled the thing down to look in the mirror of the car and I was like, I look scared. Like I look actually scared of like what I'm thinking and feeling. So weird.
So what are the things that you had to do to kind of deal with this and recognize it when it was happening? What were some of the things that you had to do?
Panic attacks are like kind of full body experiences. Like you really shut down and you feel like you can't breathe, or you're kind of tunnel vision blacking out. And so you kind of have to, I mean, hopefully you're not driving, which was like a couple times was the case when I was driving, because you think a lot when you drive. But for me, it was kind of like that whole, like, I think it's 5 things, like what you can see, what you can smell, what you can taste, or what you can say, you know, something just to kind of bring yourself back. Breathing was really big for me, just like really meditating. There was this app, and I'm pretty spiritual, and this app kind of centers around, it's a Catholic app. I'm not Catholic, but it's a centering prayer app. And it's like a meditation tool. My mentor, Andrea, sent it to me, but you basically like zen out for 10 minutes. It's just a way to meditate, and you meditate on one thought, which I was having a hard time controlling my thoughts. So, and for me, it was, like one of the times the word was relax, like just relax. And so for 10 minutes, like it starts a timer, like stops a timer. And I just repeated relax, relax. Or then, you know, one of them was trust. And it's like, I really felt good after that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up doing a fast. I did a 21-day fast, and it was through the church. And I don't know, I was trying to, you know, get a sign or something and figure something out. And I ended up doing it. I did a really pretty hardcore fast for 21 days. And I prayed my way through it, and afterwards I really saw some shifts. So I felt like on the other side of that fast, I had some relief, honestly.
Yeah, I noticed that. You posted some things on your Instagram. Talk a little bit about, you're talking about that whole, the spiritual side of yourself.
Yeah.
Talk about that journey. Has it always been there, or is that something that's just recently come about?
Yeah, it's always been there. I was raised Christian. We went to church, but not too much. Like, it was more like, Easter Sunday and Christmas Day. But obviously, going into Oklahoma and you're hitting the Bible Belt and you're, trying to, figure out what you want to do. And so when I was at school, I actually got baptized when I was at OU. And that was a great experience. I think I got baptized for the wrong reasons, though, when I did that.
Why do you say that?
I was in a relationship, and I did it with my boyfriend, and it was like something that I did it more for our relationship than I think just getting closer to God. So I think about that now, and I'm actually wanting to get baptized again. But I ended up kind of like really connecting with certain people in my life that I gravitated towards, and I loved their souls and like just their feeling, and they had like really good joy about them. And so those people, I was like, what's the key? Like, how do I get to be like you? Like, I want more of that in my life. I want more peace and just overwhelming like joy no matter what. And they ended up saying, obviously, like my relationship with God and how close I am with him. So it was, it's been an interesting journey. It's been a very individual journey. I'm learning things every day, but yeah, it's good. I feel like I'm in a good place.
Yeah. Damn, we went deep.
We did.
How do you feel about my screen name?
What's your screen name?
Can you see it?
Can I see it?
Yeah. Hover your cursor over my window.
Dude, don't play this game with me, bro. Don't play this game with me.
Like,
dog.
I had to do it.
Like, I just can't even. You're even in your text.
I know.
I didn't
did
wear
it.
anything to OU. There's
Yeah, you
nothing
blew
OU in
it.
my
You're not
home.
even
Like.
Are
you gonna say I'm not even a fan? Are you not even a fan? God, it's a new home. I haven't hung my OU.
Please don't. Please don't.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So, I mean, you've been through quite a lot since retirement even.
Mm-hmm.
You launched your own little shop on it with you got to send me one of those scrunchies.
Oh, you want a scrunchie, Jen? I need to get you a whole lot of body shirt. I need to get you the whole milk, no skim.
Oh boy. Well, I make my own vegan milk now, so.
Okay, perfect. We
yeah.
can say whole vegan milk, no skim.
There we go.
I know. I drink almond milk. I'm lactose intolerant. Like, it's funny because I'm like, I'm not really drinking the milk, but it's just
have you tried making it?
What?
Almond milk?
No. How do you do that?
I
mean, I feel like I've seen it, but
it's really easy. You just take a cup of raw almonds and 4 to 5 cups of water, a teaspoon of vanilla, 2 dates, and you blend it for 2 minutes. And then you pour it into a nut milk bag and you drain all the liquid from it. And then that's it.
You're kidding. It's so easy.
Yeah, I know. I started making my own tortillas in quarantine too.
Stop.
So,
okay,
so
is
easy.
the postal service still up? Can you send some to me? Don't play this game with me, Jez. Don't say all these
good.
Things.
It's good. Fresh. There's nothing like fresh tortillas.
Oh, I know. You also, the last time I was in Austin, you took me to this truck. It was like a food truck when we got those burritos, breakfast burritos. Those
my gosh,
so hard. Those sound so good right now. I haven't had breakfast.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that place is legit.
No, but I need to get you some shop apparel. I need to send you a little box that you can. That's just fun for me because I think of stupid things in my head. I honestly think of things in my head all the time, and I'm like, slap that on a t-shirt. That would be great. I would wear that. So I think it's been fun to think of different things and kind of get creative on different ways to put my personality in apparel and wear how I feel. And then it makes you, a little extra connected to your fans that really support you, that feel like, hey, I'm like, you know, wearing things that Lauren would wear, or, you know, when I put Delilah, my pug, back in the day, I put her on a t-shirt, and it's like my OG fans still have that shirt and they wear it. And I'm like,
amazing.
You guys are rad.
Mm-hmm. How do I mean, you've got your shop, you've got your clinics, you do your speaking engagements, you're Easton ambassador, you're Blast ambassador, you work on MLB Stacked. How do you manage all these things?
Just with a grateful heart, Chez. Just with a grateful heart.
That sounds like some sunshine and rainbow shit.
Oh, I know. No, honestly, I have so I work with a team called Day Date Inc., and they handle my shop and anything that has to do with like logistics, from, you know, sending things out and buying things, all that stuff is handled by them. So they're a great team, and they kind of take that off my plate, because I was trying to handle that before and it's too much. So they do that. Camps and clinics, events, I schedule that. It's I'm used to it. I have a template. It's easy on my end at this point if people know how to act right. You know what I mean? If people can do business correctly, it usually works out fine. As far as being a rep, Easton's been my most exciting venture recently. They're just a great team, and very creative and really like forward moving. So to kind of get in with them has been really exciting, and they honestly make it pretty easy, and they have a clear vision of what they want. So it's easy to communicate, and it's easy to knock things out and get it on the schedule. Blast, same thing. MLB's been really exciting. As far as there's something that we're waiting to announce. Obviously, this quarantine has been kind of killing any marketing plan ever. So we're waiting to announce a partnership between me and MLB. And then the one thing that I can announce is something separate, which is this show called Stacked. So it is I'm the host of this show that you get bring MLB players in, and they are stacking blocks in that kind of game form while I'm asking them questions. And there's hard-hitting questions, there's really silly questions, but it's like a game format. And I think that it's been fun. We've shot 4 episodes, and we have a few more episodes that were lined up for spring training in Florida, but they got wiped by all of this. So it's kind of a waiting game to launch. We will launch on opening day, and it'll be MLB's YouTube channel. So it's their first full production YouTube series. So it's really exciting. I always said I wanted to, either have a show or be a host of a show. And that kind of happened in the span of a week. They called, I auditioned, I was on a plane. We shot 4 episodes in the span of a week. It was crap. I didn't know, Chez, I didn't know what I was doing.
It's the best part. There's
it was
adrenaline
the best, but that's what, oh my God, I kid you not, I threw up before my first episode. People will laugh at that. I didn't want to admit that, but I totally threw up before my first episode. Like, I was nervous, like really amped up. So it's a totally different game day, but it's another game day. It's another version of stretching myself and being, vulnerable and going for something, even though I'm like, I don't know if I'm qualified for this. It's been so fun and rewarding. So that's really exciting. That's a fun part.
What did you learn from those first 4 episodes?
About
what? Yourself.
That I still got it under pressure, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still got it. Like I learned that, I learned once the lights come on that, like, I'm good. And I feel like I was like that as a player. Like, it was just
I know what you mean.
It turned on when the pressure was on and like you had to deliver. I think I thrived more in those situations than if nobody was watching. So it was a cool feeling.
Why are those moments like so life-giving? I mean, you can feel like your blood pumping through your body.
No, it's like and I've been more appreciative of them now. I think when I was younger, I was like, oh, like you just kind of like don't want to feel that. You're like, I mean, it feels good after you get it done, but you're just like, damn, is this worth it? Like, all these feel like, is this stress worth it? But then when I was doing this show, I was sitting and like getting my hair and makeup done and stuff. And I was thinking about, like, this is such a privilege to still feel this way. Like, this is such a rad thing that I'm able to like conjure up these feelings, and like my
Mhm.
body can respond this way, because how boring if you can't get that opportunity. Like how boring if you don't get that big shot to like have those feelings.
Well, it's the feeling of feeling alive
Mhm. Mhm.
versus kind of like dead.
Yeah, no, and just like going
Or
through the
sleep or like
flow, like
sleepwalking. I
yes.
don't know.
No,
That's
completely.
that's how I describe it.
Yeah, sleepwalking.
Yeah. um, talk a little bit about on top of that, you have like your facility. That's like another.
Yes, yeah, yeah, totally forgot about that one. That's like my everyday, which is cool,
Mhm.
because that's a steady, the girls that I work with are amazing girls. And that's something that I don't feel like I ever need to take a break from.
Mhm.
They make my job easy. It's we have a good like system going. I see just over 40 girls a week, and it's just me in there. It's 2 little cages. It's just enough space for me. But it's like my baby. I mean, I get creative in there, and you know, these girls, we formed such good relationships. So a lot of mental stuff, a lot of physical, but more mental. It's really just like girl time. Like
Mhm.
I wanted to name it almost like the
Girl time.
like girl time or girls club or something. Like, yeah, girl time. Come to girl time. Are you going to girl time? But just because they hang out, we literally just talk about life. Like we're just chilling. And so they've all become my
Mhm.
friends. Like these like teenagers, I'm like, wow, like I see myself in you. So if we
Yeah.
can just like have real life, like what's going on in school, like, you know, are you dating anybody? Like you having any friend trouble? Like things like that, just to be able to like talk it out. And like,
Mhm.
you know, it's more of like a therapy session for all of us to just hang out in there and hit. So
Yeah, we all need it. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
the other day, because I mean, you can't go to any batting cages.
Right.
So, and I have some tennis balls and a tennis racket.
Yeah.
And so I was just like hitting it against the wall. And for some reason, I don't know what feels so good about it. The only bad thing about like tennis is that it's more finesse. And I just
Yeah.
like want to whack the shit out of
Less
it.
power, less power,
Yeah,
more
and it
finesse.
like goes
Yeah.
sailing, and then I feel terrible because people are playing on the other side of the wall. I just
No, you're hitting the nail on the head, because I was the same way. I'm like, I could be Serena. Like I really was like,
yeah,
I could give her a run for her money. Like
you can, but you can't.
but I can't at all. There's no way. Like no, there's absolutely not. No. It's finesse.
Yeah.
It's all about touch. You need
Yeah,
the
I
big
was
touch.
like, this sucks. I just like want to hit it so hard.
Yeah. You're like, this is not fulfilling,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. Just go to Top Golf and like drive the shit out of some balls.
Yeah.
That's
I
my therapy
I
now.
can I could do that. So I was like hitting it and like fielding it.
Yeah.
Just hitting it because I couldn't return it.
Yeah.
Every time I would turn it, it would just like go sailing, and it's just
Yeah.
like
You're like,
everything that
come
I was
on.
taught is
Yeah.
backwards.
Yeah. Literally. You're like, actually, this sport doesn't make sense. I'm gonna move
Yeah,
on.
I know. I'm all about that backspin.
Yeah. I can't stand you. Oh.
One of the things I love about you is I feel like, I mean, you're so easy to talk to, and I feel you're always so honest. And some of the things I struggle with in life in general, and with softball, is just all these kind of like contradictory themes and ideas about what it means to be a female, what it means to be like a female athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering, like, what do you do to kind of overcome those things? And here are some examples. We're supposed to be beautiful. We're supposed to be fit. Um, we're supposed to be strong, but not too strong. We're supposed to be smarter than everybody in the room, but not too smart.
Right.
We're supposed to have it all together mentally, emotionally. We need to be emotionally unattached but passionately attached. We need to be selfless but free to think and do what we want.
Right.
So I think about these things in
Yeah.
my own life, and I just wonder how you kind of navigate through those things when you encounter them, because they pop up just they pop up and they
all the
challenge.
time.
They pop up and they challenge you.
Yeah.
In what you're thinking and doing. I'm just wondering, how do you navigate through that?
And I think it's in bigger picture and just broader perspective, I think it's just women. Like it's just women in general, and like all of the all the bullshit. I mean, that my favorite is the be strong but don't be a bitch. Like, you know, you can so my theory, or just what I believe, is that there's not one way, look, feeling, way to act, way to talk, way to move, anything. Like there is no one way to define what a woman is. There, like, or is specifically a female athlete. There is not one way. And I think the beautiful thing about our sport of softball specifically is that so many different people are playing this game. So many different types of women. They look different. They act different. Their bodies are different, that, you know, their faces are different. There's not like a one way to look as a softball player, which I think is amazing. I've played with so many teammates that, you know, I spoke about this a little bit on the body issue, and that was a big topic, is all of the people that, you know, were coming at me after I did that shoot and saying, you know, that you're not healthy. And I'm like, there's not, and that's another thing, health. There's not one way to be healthy. Like there's not one look to health. Like you can't tell me that health is just washboard abs and, you know, lean. So I think about that, and just the responses that women get on the daily of how we should be. And you know, what's interesting is they mainly come from men. Like it's just a thing. They mainly come from men who have somehow been the ones to be the deciders of what we should be like and act like and think like and move like. And I think if women can continue to stick together and not create specific moves in one direction and shame another. I think if you bring the shame into it, it's just not a thing. Like if you bring the other, this is the good side, that's not the good side, that's never going to get us on the same page. And the same page has to be that there is no page. Like there is no page that we all belong on. We are all different pages of this one big book called, you know, women. And we don't all look the same. We don't all come from the same chapter. So.
Yeah, I mean, my own personal struggle sometimes is going inside of my own emotions, because I've grown up to, you know, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to show emotion, and I find now that that's just not helping me.
Yeah. Like it's not serving you at all.
Yeah. And it goes against what my body is telling me. My body. And that's like the next kind of phase, is being able to listen, and kind of to your point of deciding what way is good for me and what's bad, kind of tuning things out, and like, what is my inner self telling me?
Yeah.
And you have to quiet the noise to be able to listen properly. And that probably goes to your point of like being able to meditate and to focus on your breathing. And then everything starts to calm down, and then things become clear, and the path in front of you becomes easier to walk down. It's a constant process, and we're always challenged. And
it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. Like this is, you know, it's funny when people are talking about, you know, I'm just out there trying to find the best version of myself. And to me, I've read this in a few books, and it's like struck a chord with me. We're always chasing this unattainable thing. Like we're always trying to be this unattainable version of ourselves that I think shows up in moments. Like we are our best selves in moments. We're not going to reach this one like level where we are, oh my God, I'm the best version of myself. Finally, this is the rest of my life. It's never going to happen. Like we're
an
our
infinite
best
journey.
Self. Yes. We're ourselves in moments. And it's, no, I completely relate to you, because there's a strength that comes along with me that is perceived by the outside world based on like what I've been able to do. And just, there is a strong part, like confident part of me that I really truly believe is my best self. It's my best self. It shows up in best moments. It shows up when I need her, you know. But then there's also this side of me that is so vulnerable and so like heavily emotional. And that's where the two get mixed up sometimes, is when I go through something like a retirement or an injury or a breakup or, you know, just a sudden change in life or a big moment. And I don't allow myself to fully feel what's happening because you're Lauren Chamberlain. You can't feel that. You're not allowed to go through this. You have things to do. You are the strong one.
You should be grateful. You have all these things, and
right. Like exactly. Like, no, you're gonna.
You
be
don't
fine.
need to be sad.
Like, yes, and it's like, wait a minute. Like, do I not get to feel sad? Like, is sad not an emotion allowed in my body? I'm a human. Like, we're all humans. That we have to let ourselves feel things and be raw. Like, it's such a fake world out there right now, and so I think to actually, like I said earlier, come face to face with yourself and just be like, dude, let me obliterate one time. Like, let me just, I'm going to lay on my couch and just fall apart one time. And it's just the most rewarding thing to feel things, to be able to let yourself feel.
Right on. What books are giving you life right now?
Books. I'm trying to get into The Alchemist. Have you read
Good
that?
Book? Yeah.
Great book. So I'm trying to get into it. A friend passed that off to me. I'm doing some meditation books. There's one right here. I'm taking it with me.
Yeah, I've been, this past week, I've been trying to meditate in the morning, and even just like random times when I feel like meditating, I'll just like slip into it for like 10 minutes. It feels so good
when you're like, it feels great, but you're like, I just don't have the time. That's me. But I'm like, oh, I have the time to scroll for hours on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Can you see my dude sunbathing out there? Can you see him?
Just living quarantine life.
Oh my God, he's living his best life. Okay, this book, Journey to the Heart by Melody Beatty, I think is how you say it. But it's daily meditations on the path to freeing your soul. Yeah, it's awesome. So I'm really into those types of books. Mm-hmm. That's a book from my friend Dre. I also got this Rihanna book.
Of course you did.
It's a picture. No, it's literally so heavy. It's a
picture book. Oh,
it's a picture book. So that's just, I'm getting a lot of inspiration from my quarantine looks from that book.
Yeah, I noticed your debut on TikTok.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, how are you feeling about this? I know you're pro Vine, but obviously RIP. Tell us about the.
It's like not even online anymore. Like, it's not even there. Yeah. I was trying to like get back to the archived videos, but TikTok is like extremely overwhelming.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I'm like I think TikTok is my first like, whoa, maybe I'm not with the time still of like this part. But I was checking it out and I'm like, okay, if I can navigate this like Vine, I can figure this out. So I've been trying to like play around with it and see, but these people on here are talented. Like, they come up with some crazy stuff. And I think my first TikTok, like, I know I'm new, but it took me about half an hour to do. And I'm like, I'm not taking half an hour to do these TikToks anymore. Yeah. For what? Like,
yeah,
so,
right.
I don't know. Watch, you'll see me come out with like, a Pixar-esque thing next week. But
I haven't been able to get into it. And people send me things and I'm like, I don't have like a real reaction to it. It's not as funny as somebody else thinks it's funny. I'm like, is something wrong with me? Like, I don't.
Right. No, you need to. What I started with was I just got a TikTok and like didn't even try to post anything, nothing, didn't want to make anything. And then you just start clicking through videos. Some of them are so stupid, but you were like scrolling through and then I'm like, oh, that was funny. And you like that. And then it kind of like sends you more videos like that type of humor. Like, it's pretty accurate. So you kind of build up your feed. So I suggest just try it. This is the time.
Okay.
This is the time.
Yeah, but there's so much. And like on Sundays, I try to turn all social media off.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me do that.
It feels good. Can I tell you?
I think that's great.
Yeah. On Sundays, I just like try to be in touch with the world. Like,
yeah, this fast that I did. No, I think that's great. This fast that I did that I was talking about, it was a no social media until 10 a.m., which was like I was waking up at like 5 to work out. And so it was like 5 to 10, like, what am I looking at? And it was nice. It was very peaceful. And I didn't start my day anxious I feel anxious when I get on social media sometimes.
Yeah, no, I know. And that's why I'm like, just
Yeah.
whenever I feel that, I'm like, okay, checking
Gotta go.
out for a little bit.
Gotta
Too
go.
much, way too much. Yeah. And then I I was like laughing. I was like scrolling through some tweets this morning, and a football player posted this funny meme about the until tomorrow, like
Yes. What is
hashtag.
that? I've
I
been
don't
seeing
know. I
that.
don't.
What is that?
It doesn't even make sense.
Is it everybody's ugliest picture or something? I was seeing some
Yeah.
pretty brutal pictures.
Yeah. I still don't get it.
I'm like,
But
maybe I don't want
yeah,
you to see
but
that.
I'm at peace with it because I'm just like, I'm just going to let it fade
Yeah.
because it will. And there'll be another new thing. You know, I
You're
don't
like,
need it.
I'm gonna just go.
Yeah, exactly. um, what comedians are giving you life right now?
Comedians.
Do you watch any stand up or funny movies?
Oh,
Or we can go the whole Netflix route. I know you got
let's
something
go
to say about.
Netflix. So
Okay.
Tiger King was
Just finished it last night. Wild.
okay. So Tiger King, just backstory on Oklahoma and Tiger King. Like this guy, Joe Exotic, was keeping a zoo that we literally like lived next to in college. So people went there all the time. Like it was just, I have never personally been there, but it was like the hot date spot. Like if you were on a date, it was like, let me go take you to some tigers. Like it was just this like thing that people did. And so Joe Exotic was like a big deal, and he ran for governor here. He wanted to be the president. Like, I mean, you see it in the series, but I'm like, dude, like I think I saw a preview of it on Twitter like a while back, and I was like, hold up, that's the guy. Like I was like, that's off the exit. Like we would literally drive by it like all the time and see this, come pet these tigers or whatever. And then when they come out with this, I was like, oh my God, like all of Oklahoma started flipping out because they were like, we know exactly who this crazy guy is, and he's been here for like ever. So everybody's just finally catching on to it. So Tiger King is a good one. I'm into like murder mystery, kind of the trials of, like, I watched the Aaron
the true crime
series. Yes, yeah, or like the most dangerous women in the world, like kind of freaks me out.
I haven't watched that one.
Grace and Frankie, so solid. Just I love them. They're so funny to me. Trying to think of what else. I've been watching like kind of cheesy like love stories.
It's
like
okay.
There was one that's like Forever My Girl or something. This country star. Have you watched it or no?
Nope.
You acted like you just watched it.
Nope.
You were like,
I know. Like, I was connecting with you on the level that I like. I love a good romance or a good rom-com.
No, it was like this country star. Like,
it gives me this feel good, fuzzy feeling.
Right. And I'm like, dude, he left her at the altar. He gets super famous, not happy in life, misses his love, comes, and then they live happily, others. And I'm like in the middle of the movie, I'm like, oh, like this is like I caught myself like in my face, like, like, you're ever like watching a show and you're like, like, I totally did that. So yeah, I'm just exploring Netflix right now.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite romance movie?
P.S. I Love You.
P.S. I Love You.
Is just like, it's gut wrenching, but it's just so like, I feel the love. I just got chills. Like,
I tried to rewatch it the other day and it just wasn't hitting.
No, like, weren't crying off the bat. Like, I cry immediately.
No, I don't know what
yours?
It was.
What's your? Do you have a favorite romance?
I love Notting Hill.
What?
It's it's Notting Hill with Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts.
Oh well, they're both beautiful. So
right, yeah.
Okay, that's my watch for today.
Yeah. Let me know what you think about it. It's one of my faves. I don't know why. Okay. I think the soundtrack is really awesome too.
Yeah.
Which puts it up there for me.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Cool. We talked about music. We talked about books.
Yes.
Who are your top follows right now?
Top follows. Tracy Ellis Ross kills me. She's hilarious to me. Like, I love watching.
I don't know who that is.
She plays. She's the wife on Blackish. If you've ever seen that show.
Nope.
Who else? I'm trying to think. Ashley Graham gives me life. She always has. She's just solid. And she has her baby now. Like, so cute.
Who's
Like,
that?
look at that little squishy butt.
Who's Ashley Graham?
She's a plus size model.
Okay.
And she was like kind of not the first, but like the first really like recognized. And she might be the first. Brene Brown is awesome.
Yeah, I love Brene Brown.
She gives just like the good vibes during this, which I think it's cool that she's doing like that church service.
Yeah, I tuned in on Sunday.
How was it? It was
cool. It was different.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm trying to try out some of these live feeds.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of them are like hit or miss. I try to do the core power live yoga and I just like wasn't feeling it. So I went back to Lululemon.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm trying to figure out, Megan Willis told me about the core power.
Yeah. I know it's just the instructor.
I'm trying to do some yoga in my, I was literally like, you have to get in the right mindset to just chill for a little bit. I know it's not easy. I'm so used to like, like just throw shit around and like,
totally.
Like, it's like,
and then you're injured.
On your back. Yeah, exactly. Go swing 1,000 times. And then I'm like, can't move. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Man, I need to check out Brene Brown's new podcast. I'm sure it's pretty good. I don't know. Let me see. What is it called?
Yeah, she
I love
Unlocking
Us. Yeah, I need to check it out. I want to check out the Glennon Doyle episode. Yes. I'm listening to her audiobook right now and I love. She wrote Love Warrior.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her new book is called Untamed.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
It's my jam right now. I got the audiobook. She narrates it. So.
Oh, sweet. I love audiobooks. I really do. Like you can like really check out when you're driving. Did you ever drive and get there and you're like, how did I get there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or it's like you want to keep listening, but like you have to get out of the car.
Yes. But like I'll be driving and legitimately get to a destination and I'm like, I don't think I remember any part of that drive. So weird how we can just drive our car without.
Yeah.
So strange. So strange.
Well, before you know it, there will be self-driving cars.
Freaky deaky.
Yeah. But I'm all for that day. I think when they figure out the technology, everybody will be safe.
Not a coffee.
All right. That means the podcast is over.
No, it means that I'm having a good time. That means I'm really into it. That means my coffee just hit, okay?